My Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth, let me take this moment to say welcome back. This is your Moray, Dr. Yeshu, and we want to take this moment to say again to you, thank you for your subscriptions, thank you for your likes, thank you for your comments, and also thank you so much for your prayers and everything that you do to help to advance this ministry, this channel, the journey back to Abba Yah. Yes, my brothers and my sisters, we are on this journey. Praise his holy name. We are on this journey, journeying back to him. You know, turn away from him so many years, my brothers and my sisters. Our ancestors turn away from Yahuwah. And, you know, he wants us, folks, to come back to him. I'm sorry, excuse me. He wants us to come back to him. And this channel is mandated to give you the information on how you can return to Yahuwah. The last session we were in starting verse 2 in Psalm 42, thirsting for Yahuwah is the title of the psalm. And here in verse 2, where it said, my soul thirsteth for Elohim. And then it went on to say, for the living Elohim. Okay, I wanted to notice here, because you see, our ancestors, just like many of us, we have a desire, okay, for a higher power in our lives. But most times, no, I shouldn't say most times, let me back up. But some of the time, is not for the living Elohim. Not for the living Elohim. You know what, my brothers and my sisters? Many of us will tell me and will say, oh, I don't serve idols. And to many of us, idol worship is the image that we put up. It's like, I love this thing, and I put it up and say, you know what, I'm going to make this my, in your English language, my God. A little object. There's something about this little object that I like. That to me, it is dear to me. Even though he hasn't done anything for me. But I like it, and I'm going to treasure it. And my brothers and my sisters, you take it and you put it down someplace, right? And every so often you're going to run back to pick it up. You search for it, look for it, and you say, okay. This, and you take it, look at it, and you dare it, you put it back down, and so every time it's dear to you, and you just going to spend a lot of time dealing with this. It's become your object, it become your God. It become your little Elohim. The little Elohim, okay? It's the same as your automobile. Special, And then you see sometimes people, they buy a car, right? So they buy a car for $30,000 and they spend another $30,000 changing it up to make it look like a something else. You know what I'm saying? And they spend a lot of money and a lot of time on it. Every time you drive it out in the street and you come back, before you park in the garage, you shine it off, clean the dust off. Or you go and wash it. Okay, it doesn't have to be dirty to go and wash it. You just treasure it that much. And you always be waxing it. And you spend a lot of time paying attention to that vehicle. It becomes dear to you. It's like at home, the television becomes so dear to you, and you have to watch it from sunrise straight to sundown. You go to the store, you go to, whatever your service or your church or whatever you do, and you can't wait to get back home because you have to go and watch this program. When I was young, I think I mentioned this to you before, about watching Lost in Space. Lost in Space is a long time. This thing was playing. When I was watching it as a little boy in Jamaica, it was old then. So it's been somewhere around a long time, right? So, anyway. I shouldn't say when I was a little boy, but when I was a young boy, a young man, young, in the teens, right? And so, anyway, Tuesday night used to be Bible study at the church, and Lost in Space was at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock every Tuesday night. And so in the Bible study, we go to Bible study and prayer meeting on Tuesday night, right? And we're hoping that the pastor, his name was Elder Karam. Elder Karam. He was a Lebanese man. Okay, but he used to build churches. The government used to build churches also. That was one of his hobbies, one of his likes. And we were hoping that he, I don't know if anybody watching this and they remember, they can remember Elder Karam. But when he started, my brother and sisters, the prayer meeting, he used to have this little songbook. And he will look for the longest verses. I mean the longest, what do you call it? The hymn has so many stanzas, they call it then. Right? 4, 5 parts, sometimes 6. Right? And they will sing every verse. And sometimes when they sing them, we want to go back and sing them again. And I'm sitting there, and you're young, man, that thing is too long, it's good. That's what it would be. You go and you sit down for 15 minutes and it seems like you're there an hour. And you want to leave. Okay, I'm just trying to give you an illustration here. Anyway, to get home, we have to take the bus to get home, right? The bus stopped running at 10 o'clock in the night. If you miss the bus, you have to walk home, which is probably about 2 miles from the church to our house. You have to pass through streets that have bad dogs. They'll be running out of them and all that kind of stuff. So my brother, my sisters, we have a friend who was a member at the church. And so she and her sisters and him, but her father was kind of halfway crippled. I think the mother had passed away. But so the father was a very nice man. He passed away now, but Brother Earl, we used to call him Brother Earl. Nice. I mean, he was loving and kind. And his children. So, and he has all girls. He never have any sons. So, we used to hang out at his house. So, you know, we go and we sit down and we watch Lost in Space there because that's, you know, in order for us to see. And so every night, every Tuesday night, that for a long time, this was where we go. Tuesday night, we'll eat and watch the show. And guys, when the show finish at 10 something, we have the bus stop running, so we got to get home. We have to walk home. You know? Oh my goodness. So it was one of those things. And this is where our love was. And this is something that we like. We treasure Lost in Space. In the United States, on Friday night, Dallas. As a matter of fact, Dallas started in Jamaica. When we were in Jamaica. And we used to watch Dallas. And so Friday night, I wouldn't want to go nowhere. Because I have to see Dallas. And sometimes spiritual things, right? We let spiritual things go in order to watch these things. This is I'm talking about dear to us. But I want you to notice here, in this passage, it's not talking about just an Elohim, a little God, like I use the illustration of this object. It's talking about the real living person. Living person. The living Elohim is what he said here. The word living here is a my soul thirsts for Elohim. And then he comma for the living Elohim. And he emphasized that, the living Elohim. So my brother, my sister, what he's talking about here is Kayi. Kayi. And when you talk about Kayi, you talk about age. It is Ket and Yod. Those two letters that make up the word. Ket and Yod. And what it's saying here is age, living, alive, something living. Is the Yahweh that we serve alive? He's alive very well. He's alive, my brothers and my sisters. Appetite. It's like when we come to congregate, we are looking towards a living being. He's living. He's not dead. He's not an object. For a lifetime, my brother and my sister, he's the Elohim of a lifetime. Forever. He's not just, coming on the scene. He created the heaven and the earth. He created everything before he created you and I. He's been around a long time. And so, he's been around before man is able to make the object and lie dance and all kind of stuff. Matter of fact, the mind, the intelligence that Yahweh give man take it and and turn it around and want to do the negative things, But he'd been around before all of these. My brothers and sisters, it come from the word kaya, means to be alive. Hence, it's like a plant, right? Water, river. They're strong. Okay, they're alive in their sense. Not dead water sitting in one place. It runs, means it has life in it. Not dead. He is alive and well. And so he gives life. He is living. Just like the living thing out there have life. Yahuwah is the one who gives the living thing life. You know. Life. Lifetime. He's alive. He's living a long, 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 long time. He maintained life. He maintained life. He gave multitude of people life. Multitude of animals, and so he gave them life. He quickened them. Yes, my brothers and sisters. And even the flower, the thing springing up, has life in it. It's not dead, because if it didn't have that life, it wouldn't spring. You know. So he said, my soul thirsteth for Yahuwah, Elohim, for the living Elohim. And he asked the question, when shall I come? When shall I come and appear before Elohim? When? When shall I come and appear before Elohim? In other words, the word appear here is the word ra'ah. 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 It is resh, aleph, and he. Ra'ah. And the word appear here, my brothers and sisters, means to see. It means to see. Means to see. Ra'ah. To see. It's like the advice to show self, the sight, the sight of others. It's surely to think or to view. Means to view. The root word is a primitive root word, means to see, or literally, or figuratively, in a numerous application, and the direct and applied, direct or implied. The word here, my brother and sister, and it means here. It's like an advise self, or appear, or to approve. To behold, to see is to behold, to see. Certainly, to consider, to discern, to make, to enjoy, using a wide sense, to have experience. In other words, to gaze upon it. To gaze upon, indeed, joyfully to see, to look on him. When shall I appear before Elohim? When it is to have an experience, to have an experience. Praise his holy name. To have an experience. It's like when you mark something. Okay, when you be near, you perceive one another. You show yourself in the sight of others. And you want to know when I'm going to stand before him so I can show myself. I can stare at him. I can think of all of the things that he has done for me. When I stand before him, how am I going to stand before him? Well, will I be able to thank him? All of these things. The vision. My brothers and sisters, we have to have a visionizing capacity, as believers. When we stand before him, we stand, we are in his presence. Praise his holy name. And we're going to be able to view, to see him. Face to face. Praise be to his holy name. We're going to be able to stand and look him in his face. And he looks at us and his children. Can you imagine when he say, I mean, we are standing in front of, in his presence, my brothers and sisters, huge. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine? From one end of Jacksonville to the other. Just say, this is how large the place that they're going to prepare for us. Okay, let me see. From one end of Jacksonville to the other ends about 40 miles. It's about 40 by another probably 20. From north to south is about 40 miles. From east to west, I would say, close to another 40 miles. That's whole distance. Can you imagine the people stand? And I would imagine Yahuwah would be like standing in the midst of us. You can see how large a crowd are going to be when we're going to stand before him. And he said, and we're going to take the crown off our heads. And to lay this crown down, it's not going to be easy to get up to him, to lay it at his feet, to look him in the face, and to see him face to face, and to hear him say, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy that I had gone to prepare for you. My brothers and sisters, this is going to be wonderful. It is going to be one happy day. One happy day. Praise be to his holy name. And my brothers and sisters, let those of us who have this hope in us purify ourselves as he is pure. Remember, like David said here, when shall we appear before thee? We cannot appear before him. We cannot appear before him, my brothers and sisters, unclean. You have to be clean inside. Praise be to his holy name. And we're going to encourage you to be a blessing to someone today. And walk with the King. Shalom.